All right. Hey Raj, welcome back. It's that time of the year where we are again sort of catching up for the Border Gavaskar Trophy, right? So
Yeah.
2024, things have changed a lot in terms of who is representing the Indian team, and Australia is pretty much unchanged with the new faces trying to sort of break India's amazing streak over two visits. What India did in 2021 and the one prior, there are lots and lots of memories. I'm going to shoot you out with the direct question. We are into the fourth test match already, 1-1. Does this Indian team really sort of carry any baggages of trying to win another series, or do they pretty, are they looking overconfident? Where exactly you would place this particular Indian team?
This Indian team is doing nothing different compared to the
Yeah,
previous Indian teams.
yeah,
It has always been at the mercy of the administrators.
okay,
That would mean the team management, selectors.
yeah,
Um, it's they who, they are the you can say they are the chess players, and the
yeah,
Indian cricket team are the chess pieces.
hmm,
So when you have a situation like you have a very important test match at the MCG, and
yeah,
you have two out of form batsmen, even though they are very
hmm,
senior, consistently
yeah,
being given opportunities over many series, over many
hmm,
years, and you
hmm,
have young batsmen who have gone from being teenage sensations
yeah.
to being in their early 20s now without having a assured spot in the side.
That's a very, very, very valid point.
So
Because
the
time and
case, yeah,
again, yeah, just to add to the point, what you have mentioned here, right? It's a sort of a personal ego. There are seniors who are out of form. I mean, we did discuss this, of course, off our channel also, that KL Rahul is pretty much not there in the first 11. That's how he actually, you know, was brought into the squad. But then they had a clear plan to sort of push him right up to the opening slot. But look at what it has turned out today. The successful opening combination is not opening in this particular test match. And
yeah.
when you mention, there are too many things which are playing spoil sport, your answer was pretty spot on. It's not about the team management that we need to discuss here. There is something like a bigger picture who are giving people free rides and they are at the helm running the show. I think it has
Yeah.
really gone overboard. But I would, want some more of your views on that, and then we would trickle our discussions into the current test match.
Yeah, look, if you see the comparative difference,
Yeah,
um, when Australia has dropped Nathan McSweeney, a big move which India has forgotten about, that they dropped their opener, a
yeah,
young 25-year-old opener who was in this first series. He played three test matches, and he's
yeah.
been dropped from the fourth test match due to their version of non performance after 6 innings.
Hmm.
That 6 innings is enough. He's on the sideline. He may come back because obviously Usman Khwaja is going to retire at some stage. So he
Okay.
may make a reappearance. He may learn his lessons, score runs. I thought he looked pretty good in,
Yeah,
I think it was in Brisbane where McSweeney got a good 34 or something. He was
yeah,
looking strong. And
yeah.
they replaced him with Sam Konstas, and everybody saw Sam Konstas's innings on day one of the MCG,
We'll
and
come to
all
that.
the incidents that followed after that. So this is what
Yeah,
where when Australian cricket is replacing a batsman, it is replacing a batsman with a batsman. They're not going for an all-rounder. They will
yeah,
replace Mitch Marsh when Cameron Green is fit. He will be walking back into the team because they have been consistent with Cameron Green. He's been groomed as a potential future captain. He's good with the bat and consistent with the ball, and he's a great fielder.
Yeah.
So there's a difference in administration. There's a difference in team management. There's a difference in leadership in the two
Got it.
camps. Again, what? Because I live in Melbourne, some of the messages I've been getting is Siraj is not performing. What is he still doing in the side? There are so many bowlers traveling with the Indian cricket team. If he's
Yeah.
tired, give him a rest in Melbourne, play him again in Sydney. Because last time he bowled well in Sydney.
Got
So
it.
things like that, like people have saying you carrying a squad of 15. Sarfaraz Khan hasn't got except for the Prime Minister's 11, he got no chance.
Yeah.
Shubman Gill, who was seen as a future of Indian cricket, has been dropped effectively.
Yeah.
And that's because he's
So,
been dropped because he has no consistency provided to him.
yeah. So seems like this team is run by the seniors who are ready to sort of punish the youngsters, and then tell them Test cricket is tough. But then it's a different yardstick for us because we are all proven materials, right? We don't
Yeah.
go back and play the domestic cricket to sort of get back into form, nor look at any other, competitive cricket, which might improve your test cricket skills to sort of keep that as the secondary option. We are all proven materials. We are the masters of white ball cricket, and then our test match innings or comeback innings is just around the corner, and the trend has been there for like 4 to 5 years now, at least in Virat Kohli's case. Uh, Rohit Sharma used to do that in Indian conditions at least, although his Sena country's test record is bizarre. Bhuvneshwar Kumar has a better test batting average. The statistics clearly tell the story. But then the innings is just around the corner. But we are the seniors who are going to guide you. And then people who have prioritized test cricket, they are back into the domestic, scoring tons and tons of runs, or called into the, review rooms and preview rooms where they share their expert test cricket knowledge. Ashwin, for God's sake, has said enough of all this nonsense. Let me concentrate on my next goal and targets in life. And you know, uh, it's a very very sad scenario. But yeah, thanks for that great kickstart of opinions, which definitely needs to be spoken about this Indian team because everybody is PR focused, and then wanting to still convince the purest test followers that this is one of the great teams that has stood, but the performance clearly speak otherwise. Now, what really happened in Perth?
What happened in Perth is an interesting one. There was a better team balance, and Bumrah was in peak condition in the first innings
Yeah,
after being bundled
yeah,
out for 150, which on that pitch India should have never been bundled out for. So that's where it starts, right? To then
yeah,
outbowl the Australians in Australian conditions shows Bumrah's talent, but he has been
yeah.
dispatched in this innings for about four sixes. You know,
A record
uh,
4,000 odd deliveries without conceding a six, and to a
yeah.
state where any batsman who can walk
Even
in
Mitchell
can.
Stark scored a six.
Mitchell
Hit him
Stark
for a six.
scored a
And
six.
Mitchell Stark is
Okay, I have
a
a question. I have a
yeah.
question for you. Did Bumrah marshal other bowlers really well in Perth Test match? Did he
He
sort
would
of
have.
overrule himself?
No, I don't think he overbowled himself. I think he bowled
Okay.
much more determinedly. He bowled
Yeah.
with a lot more concentration. Um,
Yeah.
I don't think it was a case. It was the right balanced team, and I
Yeah.
guess there were some new faces in there like uh, Harshit Rana and
Yeah.
uh,
Correct.
Nitish Reddy, who the Australians hadn't really faced in test conditions. So there was a bit of surprise element.
Yeah,
Uh, and I think in this test match, you can see that maybe other than Akashdeep, who's still coming into his own,
yeah,
he bowled well in this test match so far in this innings. But Siraj and Bumrah were starting to look a bit tired. So I think by the time we hit
obviously.
Sydney, by the time we hit Sydney, I'm imagining
Yeah,
either Siraj or Bumrah might be injured for sure. The way they are playing right now, they're looking out of it, with a lot of
yeah.
workload.
Yeah, see, after the 3-0 loss to New Zealand in home conditions, right? Did Rohit Sharma sort of made up his mind? This is going to be my last series, and then I'm going to sort of retire. Maybe he kept it to himself and is asking the bowlers to do it for him. Who's his go-to bowler? If the name is not Bumrah, I don't think so. He has trust in any other bowlers. He goes to the post-match presentations and gives, uh, bizarre statements that come on, yeah, Bumrah cannot bowl in two ends at the same time, right? It does speak really
Yeah,
low of
but
a captain not trust his own bowlers there.
but yeah, Prashant, on that one, my advice or
Yeah.
my thought would be that Rohit Sharma
Mhm.
did not appoint himself captain.
Okay.
Rohit Sharma is at the press conference. He's saying whatever he's saying. Maybe he needs media training to not make such statements. But
Yeah.
he did not appoint himself captain. Somebody made him captain. Somebody said,
Correct.
"Oh, it's no longer Kohli's job. It is Sharma's job, Rohit Sharma's job," and
Yeah.
that's what happened. But
Hmm.
historically, if you see the Indian performance in Australia over the last four, and now this is the fourth to eight Test matches,
Correct.
and you take out Rohit Sharma as
Yeah.
captain or Kohli as
Hmm.
captain,
Yeah.
India's won.
Fair point. Can't argue with
I-
that, right?
Yeah, in
That's
Melbourne and Brisbane, where Ajinkya Rahane was leading, in
yeah.
Perth, when Bumrah was leading. The record is there. So, look, people who believe in data these days, there's a lot of data science, data analysis. They can
Yeah.
crunch these numbers.
But Indians also talk very high about themselves in terms of the captain leader combination in that dressing room. Enough captains has been tested to sort of give them a fair run in some of these, bilateral series or others, ODI and T20 format. But would that nicely sort of trickle into the test match cricket where it is uh, really a different beast altogether? What is your opinion about it?
Well, I'll give it in the shortest way possible. Rohit Sharma is
Yeah,
not a test player. He's not a test
thank you.
batsman. But
Yeah,
he's not only in the side, he is leading the side. So now that he's not performing, like they dropped
yeah,
Shubman Gill for non-performance apparently, and they wanted to strengthen the side with extra bowlers and batsmen, give options.
yeah.
Neither did Sundar have such a big impact. Neither did Nitish Reddy have such a big impact.
Correct.
And let's see what they do with the bat. Like now the task is for Pant
Yeah,
and Jadeja and Sundar and Nitish Reddy to do what the
yeah.
top order couldn't do.
No, see,
So
we are actually doing a postmortem of even the prior 2 or 3 test matches that has completed, and
yeah,
1-1 after Perth test is not what we were actually sort of looking forward to. But then talking about MCG test match, the Boxing Day
yeah.
test, and apart from Bumrah being overbowled and sort of. Steve Smith has already come back into form in Gabba, and then he's nicely carried that. Even though Travis Head got out to a beauty of a delivery from Bumrah, did not score enough. 474 runs on the board. So what did Indian bowlers do wrong? MCG
Not
two
much.
spinners. Do you think it's a right combination? What's your take overall?
I think except for like the Pat Cummins and Steve Smith
Yeah,
partnership,
yeah,
I think India overall bowled quite well. And if it wasn't
mm,
for the lack of planning and maybe the surprise element that Sam Konstas' 60 runs in the at the top of the order gave
yeah,
Australia that confidence, everybody kind of was struggling. From Mitchell Marsh struggled, Travis Head was out early, Labuschagne
yeah.
was patchy at best. So I think India's bowled really well, except for there was these 2 or 3 patches when they were tired from over bowling.
Okay, fair assessment. But in terms of Konstas innings, okay, did Pat Cummins play a mastermind stroke in sort of trying to tickle the ego of one of the upcoming legendary bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah, in Test cricket, just to throw him off guard with his funky shots, and I think it really worked. He couldn't play the spinners properly at all. I would come to that, but it really threw India off guard.
Yeah, it did. It did. I think what has also thrown India off guard in a bigger way is Steve
Yeah.
Smith's tactics. The way Steve
Hmm.
Smith is playing,
Yeah.
um, I think the way he's adapted, because he was totally
Yeah.
out of form
Correct.
until his last 100 and this 100 now. The way he's
Yeah.
adapted, uh, not one Indian batsman is trying. If Rohit Sharma is a very experienced, he's watching from the slips how Steve
Yeah.
Smith is adapting. And Rohit Sharma did not move his feet as well. He was tired. He's not fit
Yeah.
mentally. He is not fit physically. Now, still somebody is bringing him back into the
Yeah.
side,
Yeah.
flying him like it will make a big difference. I don't know what they are reading because we are watching the same performance that the administrators and the team management and the selectors are watching.
Yeah.
But they I don't know which colored glasses they are wearing when they're watching that performance.
Yeah.
Because
Let's
see,
talk about the. Sorry.
in,
Yeah. Yeah. You finish your point.
when England last toured India, I think you and I
Yeah.
were having an offline conversation, and we were talking about how in the dugout of the Indian team, in the cricket
Yeah.
whites, they had Surya Kumar Yadav and Ishan Kishan. You know,
Point.
just like Rohit Sharma, they are not test level players. They're not test level cricketers, but they have become test level cricketers because somebody is appointing, like the tilak on their forehead that okay, you guys are our future.
Point.
Yeah, it
So
is.
the much awaited topic which I have in mind, and definitely for people who are following this video, it is going to be really interesting for them also, is Virat Kohli shouldering, you know, a new youngster on the block who has sort of tickled the ego of India's premier fast bowler by playing all funky
Well,
shots around, and then scored a nice 60. But then Virat Kohli did not prefer to sledge him, did not prefer to put the youngster in sort of a stress through any other methods. He wanted to get physical. What do you see about that?
I think this is where too much gully cricket when you're young is not good.
You talk to Ashwin, he would say a complete different thing, right?
He may, but then the rules that are in place,
Yeah,
ICC rules, Virat Kohli should have been suspended.
ideally.
No, ideally, that's the rules.
Yeah, I would
Clear
like
cut
to.
rules.
I would like to quote another episode. I think it was against Australia. Kagiso Rabada shouldered with Steve Smith. I think the percentage of, the demerit points was high. The percentage of fees or penalties was percentage, and Virat Kohli escaped without any match suspension. Kagiso Rabada, if I'm not wrong, it was 2 match suspension.
So
Same episode.
I know, given whatever happened with 90,000 people sitting in the stadium,
Yeah,
it's a India series, so a few 100 million people watching globally.
yeah.
Now, for example, would you want your son to watch cricket and see this episode and be influenced by one of the Indian stars?
No
And
ways.
see
I was
the
actually coming to that, where
yeah.
me and you are purest followers of Indian cricket, and we have celebrated our legends enough. But this is something I don't think so. Any Indian would not feel proud of.
Yeah, look, in Australia, there have been other incidents in the past where famously Dennis Lilly and Javed Miandad, Dennis Lilly tried to kick Javed Miandad. Javed Miandad then, in
Yeah,
retaliation, took his bat and aimed to hit Dennis Lilly with the bat. They are still being
yeah,
played 40 years from when it happened. So this Virat Kohli incident will be played for a very long time. Sam Konstas is only 19. If he plays cricket
yeah,
well and if he remains in form, he could play till for another 18, 19 years. Like imagine in 20 years' time, he's retiring and they play this clip, and
yeah.
that's what Kohli will be remembered in Australia for non-performance,
Unfortunately, unfortunately.
inconsistent performance, non-performance in this tour, non-performance. 100, which was not in a match-winning cause. Jaiswal scored
Yeah,
the runs. Bumrah got the wickets in Perth.
yeah,
And today, when the one incident with him absolutely being responsible for Jaiswal's run out, then giving
a
away his
single
wicket
batsman.
because he lost his concentration, leading to
Yeah,
like a night
mini
watchman
collapse, you
coming
can
in.
say.
Yeah, fully collapse.
Yeah, yeah.
Now the pressure on
And
these four all rounders,
wicket keeper,
wicket-keeper
batter, and
all-rounder,
then
no,
three
wicket-keeper,
all-rounders.
batter, and three all-rounders is going to be
You-
tremendous.
Yeah, see, earlier at least to sort of cover up the top order batting woes that India had, we saw one at the max, two bowling all-rounders filling into the playing 11. Now it has gone up to three. But then when Ashwin was there, he was never provided the chance. There is something seriously wrong with the thinking of the management in how they prep themselves for these sort of high intensity test matches. At least for the viewers, people are talking about, you know, BGT is greater than Ashes, and everybody is gaming for that. But I don't think so. India has really understood the seriousness because of these
No.
management issues. Yeah.
See, for India to be taken seriously, they went to South Africa and they lost in South Africa.
Yeah.
They went to England and they won in a bit of a scrappy way, including that
Yeah,
last Test match which was delayed.
yeah,
Uh, this time they look like they are in deep trouble in Australia. They lost to New Zealand at home.
yeah.
So yeah, the Indian think tank, like you rightly said, something is wrong with
Mm,
it, seriously wrong with it. And that's because the people who are right at the top of that think tank are non-cricketers.
yeah. And
So there's no
coming back,
escaping, like the
got it.
culture of an organization is formed by the leaders. If the
Yeah,
topmost leaders are non-cricketers, they are administrators. They may be good at
yeah,
business, they may be good at making business deals,
yeah.
but they cannot be leading the culture of the organization. That's what happens.
Got it. So coming back to this particular test match, 2 days are over. One of the night watchmen is out. We still have a wicket keeper and three all rounders to sort of bail us out. Tomorrow, day three, first hour is going to be ruthless bowling effort from Australia. I could sense that because Pat Cummins would charge everybody, including himself, to deliver those spells, which is going to be. Do you see India sort of wiping the follow on, or see, even otherwise, Australia is definitely going to bat again, not enforce the follow on India, build up on the lead, and then is this heading towards Australia win, or do you think India still has the gas to turn tables and then surprise everyone with a win here at MCG?
I have been watching cricket being played at MCG for the last. I've lived in Melbourne for 27 years.
Yeah,
I've seen some strange turnarounds in at the MCG, but the weather has sometimes played a role.
yeah,
So I think my first Test match that I went to the MCG was England versus Australia in the summer of 1998. So Boxing Day, 1998, and England came back from behind
yeah,
on
correct.
the end of day four, towards the end of day four, and they turned the tables.
Yeah,
Um, See, we are talking about this test match and whether India may win here. I don't think so. Because rightfully, if Brisbane hadn't been washed out, India would have been down 2-1 already.
correct,
They were handed a gift with the rain gods and by Akash Deep and Bumrah.
correct.
Uh, and they
Yeah,
did not, India has not taken that gift nicely. They have been too arrogant. And this is where the Indian, it's not the superstar. Everybody calls it the superstar mentality. India has a very,
yeah,
I mean, you were asking me the question, what do I think will happen? The Indian supporter in me still wants India to at least score another 250 runs between Pant, Jadeja, Nitish, and Washington Sundar. 250
got
runs, I'm
it.
hoping, and the two tail enders with Bumrah and I still want India to score
Yeah,
250 runs and have a
correct.
sizable, and draw this match. India cannot win
Yeah,
this match.
got it.
India, I know I can. It's very hard to predict in sports, but I don't see India winning this Test match in the current form.
Yeah.
The
So,
Indian bowlers are tired. The Indian
got it.
batsmen are out of form. They will not come back into form in this Test match.
Got it. So my star player in this Indian batting lineup is Rishabh Pant. I have voiced it out to you enough. I have voiced it out to my uh, people who follow me in different social media platforms. They know what I'm talking about. And you called out another young star who has done really well in the series so far. Talk about Nitish Reddy and what is in store from Nitish Reddy in this particular test match.
See, how I would, if I was in the Indian team management advising them, or if I was part of the
Yeah,
Indian team management, how I would give this young man confidence is to
yeah,
say that we just lost our, KL Rahul, for example.
right.
So replace the right hand batsman
Hmm.
because Jaiswal was still there with another
Yeah,
right hand batsman. And I would promote Nitish Reddy up the order.
he has done enough to actually, earn that reward from the management, right?
And
Already.
even now, when they sent um, Akashdeep as night watchman, they missed a trick. They
Ravindra
should have
Jadeja.
sent Nitish. No, no, they should have sent Nitish Reddy and kept the right.
Okay,
You know that. That after Jaiswal got out,
correct. The right-left combination should have continued. Yeah,
yeah, it should have never been
got it.
Akashdeep because then I don't know what they were thinking. It's too early. 25 minutes is a long time.
Got it.
So, so some
So,
real tactical errors here. For me, all the
yeah,
finger is pointing now to the think tank, which is Rohit
yeah,
Sharma and Gautam Gambhir. So we haven't mentioned Gautam
got it.
Gambhir's name even once, but I think he is the worst appointment.
Yeah,
No, he is the worst appointment as India's cricket coach.
Yeah, that is another topic which as we go into the fag end of this particular Border Gavaskar Trophy 2024, I would like to dwell more, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. We can
register
keep
all
it for
other
Sydney
points. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
because see,
But yeah,
every presence, like they cannot have just
yeah,
anybody sitting in the dressing room, right?
yeah,
The presence of a person makes a difference. Like, why are they there? If if they are not responsible for the debacle,
correct.
then are they only responsible when India do well? When India won in Perth, it was Gambhir's master strokes. When they did abysmally poorly in Adelaide or in Brisbane in the first innings, it was not the
Yeah,
coach's responsibility. So, see, we were talking about a bit about
I mean when
India's, yeah, I'm not talking about Indian cricket, but India's culture for hierarchy, its culture of hierarchical, showing respect to somebody's older, senior, all those sort of things. India
yeah,
also has a big culture of showing love for children. So if we have to show respect to Kohli, Kohli must show respect to Sam Konstas.
good point.
You
Very very
can't say
good point.
we have good Indian culture when we respect our seniors and we want them to play and all those sort of things, but not show respect to Ashwin. So it's like totally double standards and hypocrisy all around.
Fair point. And see, there has been a very, very strong views which are sort of registered in the behavior of Virat Kohli, sort of shouldering Sam Constance, who's playing his debut match. But then, the amount of followers for Sam Constance in, you know, after that episode, it has gone up leaps and bounds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's
But then I think
extremely.
Australia would handle him really well. I'm saying
Not only that, he
won't
doesn't
be
need it.
a Prithvi
He is
Korea.
he's 19 years old, Prashant. So he's born in 2000, 3 or 4 or
Yeah,
something. It's like unbelievable that he's
yeah,
playing cricket already for Australia, which is unheard of in Australian. Like very rarely. The
yeah,
last teenager who was playing was Pat Cummins at the age of 18 something, and he's still there.
yeah,
So it shows
yeah.
you that they don't take that decision as easily. But he's
Correct.
he's very social media savvy. He's very
Yeah.
self-aware, and he doesn't need any social media or interview training. He's already good at interviewing.
Nor requires a IPL contract, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he will be well looked after. So this is the big difference, like we haven't mentioned Gautam Gambhir, and now we hadn't mentioned IPL because we are
Yeah.
talking we are talking, like um, playing. I think it's almost like when I see some people play with the Nintendo Wii or like Sony PlayStation cricket and getting serious. For me, IPL has reached that level.
Yeah. True.
That this we have auctions of players. It's like a cattle market.
Yeah.
Though it's
I
good
mean,
for the players.
Yeah,
It's
Ashwin
good for
in
the
one of his
players.
YouTube channels mentioned that IPL has really become big. Sometimes I feel it is more than the cricket itself because the corporates have come in and then sort of standardize everything. There are on all these timelines, everything needs to happen. They sometimes don't know what is their next program or schedule,
Yeah,
while their intention is to still prepare themselves for the match
yeah.
ahead.
So there are
Yeah, it
two
has
things,
really become
Prashant.
big. Uh,
Two incidents.
yeah,
One is the Lucknow Super Giants owner giving KL Rahul a dressing down.
yeah,
How did KL Rahul handle himself? And how did KL Rahul now speaking with the bat? Versus
correct.
Kohli is still speaking with the mouth. after like 30 hundreds in Test crickets and an illustrious career, and he's one of the modern greats and all those sort of things. He's still speaking with the
Yeah,
mouth. Joe Root is busy scoring runs.
yeah.
Uh, Steve Smith is busy scoring runs. Kane
Kane
Williamson has
Williamson.
had some injury problems, but he's coming back. And then
Yeah,
I think it's not a quartet. I think even Babar Azam in Pakistan is also going to come back. He's under
fair
pressure,
point.
but he'll come back.
Yeah. So let's leave this particular video in that note where
Yeah.
Virat Kohli is no more amongst the top four as
No.
the PR brands it, or but definitely one of the lows of Virat Kohli's career is him shouldering with Sam Konstas. Uh,
Yeah.
we will definitely do more episodes, Raj. And for now, thanks for your time. Let's look whether my favorite and your favorite would stitch up a partnership and bail India out of trouble.
Yeah.
Rishabh
Yeah.
Pant and Nitish Kumar Reddy, or the two future
Definitely.
sensations.
No, I'm
Yeah,
a huge admirer of Rishabh Pant. I think when he came in 2018, he really performed well. When he came in the last tour, again he performed well. He was sporadic, but he at the right moment he was able to
yeah,
step up. So yeah,
yeah,
I'm a bit looking forward to it. Like at the heart of hearts, I may say India's hierarchical. I may criticize team administration, leadership, and all that, but I still want India to perform well. Even if you
yeah. True.
lose, even if you lose
Hmm.
as a professional, you should do your best. I think that's
Right.
what's lacking in the performance in Adelaide is
Yeah,
losing really badly, giving the cricket fans no hope, and us
yeah,
having such conversation. Like when another side plays really well and wins, like India winning
yeah,
in Calcutta in 2001, you
yeah.
know,
2001. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
India winning in Adelaide in 2003.
correct.
India winning at the Gabba in 2021. When India is fighting and winning, it's a great feeling. But when you go
Yeah,
down without a fight,
yeah.
and because I live in Australia, I keep getting a lot of comments like, why can a country of why can't a country of 1.3 billion produce one more bowler to support Bumrah,
Okay.
which is a fair point.
Point. See, to answer that, I would say right now, other bowlers are not having the captain's confidence, and it really shows up in their performance. So Virat Kohli at least was doing that right in terms of egging his bowlers. Whoever had the ball in hand, it felt like Virat Kohli himself was, sort of transformed into them and then delivering the ball. And then after a wicket, camera pans to Virat Kohli for celebrations because they would look at it and charge up. And I mean, there were really highs of Virat Kohli as a test captain. But then Rohit Sharma does not throw such a confidence. Okay, the aggression point is something again questionable, argumentative, but then Rohit Sharma currently is not a captain who's throwing that confidence to his set of bowlers. If the name is not Bumrah, there is no Rohit Sharma's confidence that tags along.
See,
So,
in the current state of the Indian cricket team, we need three captains, not for three
mhm.
forms of game. We need one batting
Yeah,
captain, we need one bowling captain, and we need one captain to manage Rishabh Pant.
good one. Hey, that actually leads it to another important point. Let's not dwell on it too much. People have spoken enough. Pujara was always at the other end when Rishabh Pant produced those classics
Yeah.
in the earlier tours. Such a kind of a batsman who is not prioritizing white ball cricket. It is not looked upon as something great in the minds of Indian management, right? Which is a sad story. But Thanks for your time. It has been really a great discussion. I think definitely people would not only sort of cling on to all the views which are very harshly put by both of us, but then we are purists, right? And we want this Indian cricket to really compete there and not
Yeah.
raise their collars for unknown reasons or unnecessary reasons just because they have been the designated captains and the so-called
Yeah.
leaders in the dressing room. Yeah,
See,
performance should speak. Other
when
things
something
should.
is yeah, when something is unwell or somebody is unwell, you should treat the
Yeah,
root cause, not the symptom.
great point. With that note, let's call it an end for this episode. There are more to follow. Viewers, please tune into this. Thanks for
Terrific.
your time, Raj. There's been a great video.
Same here. Terrific. Take care.